Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. My season's been over at the end of the season. I don't have ways to get to watch the playoffs right now, just through friends and stuff. But hope everybody's enjoying the playoffs. But I've heard a lot of grumbling about the playoffs. Of course, three of the top four seeded teams knocked out quickly. Uh, the playoffs are still going on at this time. Uh, Texas leads 2-0 over the Astros. So I always said that if the Rangers beat the Orioles, I felt the Rangers were going to go to the World Series. I felt they were the better team. Right now, they're showing it. They're beating the Astros 2-0. Uh, Diamondbacks and Phillies. Phillies lead 1-0. At this time that I'm doing this, I think the Phillies are the better team. They're hot right now. The home runs are just coming off their bats like crazy. So right now, I'd have to go with the Phillies. So we'd have a Rangers and Phillies World Series. How you feel about that? I like the Rangers team. I think they're a good team. So uh, wouldn't be surprised Rangers could win it all, but then again, Phillies could win it all also. So, but yeah, like I said, talking to people, there's grumblings about it and everything like that. But MLB has been talking about adding two more teams. Of course, there's rumblings of here and there. Don't know where they're going to be at exactly, but there's room, and the reason why they want to add two more teams, playoffs. Well, what are they going to do if they add two more teams? They're going to have to make four divisions in each league. American League, National League is going to have four divisions. So I thought, hey, what the heck? I'm bored. I'll try my hand at it and see what I can come up with, and maybe it'll help with the playoffs a lot better. Right now, they do have to have two teams that have to sit through the wild card round. They call it the wild card round, the first round. And that's where the rumbling's coming from. Don't want my team sitting. Season's over. Don't want them sitting. Well, what are you going to do for the number one overall seed in the American League and National League? What kind of favors are you going to do for them? So just thought I'd throw this up in the air and throw it at you. And you can grumble and yell at me all you want. I like to hear it. So um, let's start with the American League. Now, like I said, if they add two more teams, one American League, one National League, not sure where they're going to be yet, what cities they're going to be in yet. I've heard a couple things, but nobody knows for sure exactly. And when they're going to do this, we're not sure. So, but add two more teams to me looks like it would help the playoffs. We could stay with the same amount of teams right now, and you know, um, well, no, we would add two. Yeah, we would add two more teams to the playoffs. Another division winner and another wild card. So there'd be four wild cards and four division winners, right? So I don't know. I'm losing my mind a little bit here. I'll get on with it. But let's start in American League. So this is the way I break it down. American League East, American League Central East, American League Central West, and American League West. And so staying in the American League East would be Baltimore, Tampa Bay, New York Yankees, and Boston. Central East would have Detroit, Cleveland, Chicago White Sox, and Toronto Blue Jays would move into the Central East. In the Central West, the new division would be Houston, Texas, Kansas City, and Minnesota. And in the West would be Seattle, Los Angeles Angels, Oakland, and Team X. Now, like I said, I don't know what teams are going to get, but it sounds like to me it's going to be somewhere towards the West. But I'm just throwing that the way I split up, added new division Central West. The division without a team, one less team was the West. So I put Team X there for now. And we'll see what happens down the road. But for me, this is just the way I'm doing it. Trying to have fun with it, see what happens, see what I can come up with. Okay. So let's take a look at the National League. National League, of course, East, Central, Central West, and the West. So National League East would be Philadelphia, Miami, New York Mets, and Washington. Central East would have Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, and Team X. Again, don't know what where the city's going to be. Central West would have Colorado, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Chicago Cubs. In the West, you'd have Los Angeles Dodgers, San Diego, Arizona, and San Francisco. So there you got four division winners. You got four wild card spots. So that's going to bring it up to 8. That's going to bring it up to 16 teams all together in the playoffs. Nice round number. Now, like I said, number one, number two seed, they, in the last couple of years, they get the bye. Well, teams aren't liking to buy, and fans are not liking to buy because their team has to sit. And you don't know how long they're going to sit. It was a little shorter this year. Everybody wanted a wild card in 2 games. So, but still, they sit. And sitting is not good. I don't care who it is. Okay. So in my playoffs, nobody's sitting at least for long, hopefully. But to honor the number one seed overall of each division, let me bring this up. To honor the number one seed of each division, which I'm just going by this year's records, okay? 2023. That's what I'm going by just to make this up, okay? So in the American League playoffs, you'd have the Division One leader would be the Orioles again, and they would be playing against New York Yankees, who would be the fourth wild card by this 4 division set or 4 conference set, whatever. And now Baltimore's number one overall, so they'll only play a 3-game series against the Yankees. Now you'd have the Division Two winner, the Houston Astros, against wild card number 3 wild card Minnesota Twins. They would play a 5-game series. You'd have the Division Three winner, the third division winner, Toronto Blue Jays, playing against the Texas Rangers, who would be the wild card number 2. The fourth division winner, the Seattle Mariners out west, will be playing against the Tampa Bay Rays, the number 1 wild card team. So the number 1 overall seed Baltimore Orioles against the Yankees, they will play a 3-game series. The rest of the games will be 5 games. So what you're doing for the number 1 seed is, and there's multiple ways you can do that 3-game series. You can play 1 game, take a day off, play 2 games, play 2 games, take a day off. But if you play 2 games, take a day off, you might not, you might have to sit a while because if you win 2 in a row, or you could just split it up, 1 game, a day off, 1 game, a day off, 1 game, a day off, because the other teams are going to be playing the best of 5. So one way you could do it is play 1 game, take a day off, and then play your next 2 for Baltimore. So they're still getting a little bit of rest, but they're still playing. Okay. Doesn't mean Baltimore's going to beat the Yankees. Doesn't mean they're going to win. The number 1 seed is always going to win that 3-game series. But it gives them a little rest, and it gives, for being number 1 overall. And then the rest of the games would be a 5-game set. Best of 5. So looking at the 4 division sets in the American League, you can have Baltimore, Houston Astros, Toronto Blue Jays, and Seattle Mariners winning their divisions. Yankees, Minnesota Twins, Texas Rangers, and Tampa Bay Rays, all wild cards. Now I'd taken out just the records from this year, 2023 is what I'm going by. That's all I have to go by. So now in the National League, the number 1 seed again would be Atlanta Braves. They'd be playing against Colorado Rockies, who would be the 4th wild card. So the Atlanta Braves and the Rockies would play 3 games, best of 3 games. And then you'd have the Dodgers as the 2nd division against the Chicago Cubs against the number 3 wild card. The Division 3 winner is Milwaukee Brewers. They'd be playing against the wild card number 2 Arizona Diamondbacks. And then the Division 4 winner would be the Philadelphia Phillies against the Miami Marlins, the number 1 wild card. So Atlanta, the number one seed against Colorado Rockies, who played three best of three. The other three games would all be the best of five. And then you can go up to 5 or 7, whatever you want to do after that. But that's as far as I went on this, just to try and get, because like everybody that I've talked to has said, the complaint is their team's getting too much time off. That's why they're losing. And that's not the only reason why they're losing. I understand the time off. Uh, my Tigers in 2012, I thought had a better team against the Giants, and they got a long rest in between the World Series, and they lost it quickly. But that's not the only reason why you lose. You know, especially when you got a young team, they get a lot of rest. Too much stuff goes on in their mind. But that's what I come up with. I hope you enjoy it. It's just fun to do. It's like I said, Team X in the American League National League. We don't know where those teams are going to be exactly, so that could throw a kilter on some of this. Um, so I'm just guessing from and I'm going by this year's records. So records could change when you change the divisions, of course. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Give me your ideas and stuff. Like I said, everybody's just talking about it. Thought I'd throw my 2 cents in and see what can happen. So I appreciate you stopping by. Hope you're having a great day or great night, whatever the case may be. We'll see you next time on the Scotty B Show.